is Maura. Welcome to Quarryside Chats. We are in week 7 and we have a phenomenal night for you this evening. We are giving an update on a topic that we talked about in our Quarryside Chat number 4. Tonight we will be talking about all things biking at the Forge Lemont Quarries. We'll be giving an update on our riding trails, our skills course, our pump tracks, all the safety measures that we're taking, our tracks features. There's so much great information to share, and we are so excited to give you an update on all things biking at the park. One quick note before we dive into it, I do want to let you know any and all questions that you might have about biking, mountain biking, the trail system, anything else. Again, we love questions. We love to make sure that we get everybody answers that they're looking for. So make sure to share your questions in the chat section at the bottom of the page, and we'll try to answer just as many as we can tonight. Without further ado, I am going to kick it to my colleague, Chris, who is out at the park, and we will dive right into it. Chris, take it away.
Hey, thanks, Maura. So yeah, tonight we're going to talk about biking, and we're going to basically go through a progression from really beginner all the way through to expert level experiences that we have out here. And we're starting with the I&M Trail. And as I mentioned in that episode, in that prior episode, Maura reference, you know, this trail goes, if you go that way west, it literally goes 100 miles an hour. This is easy biking. You could ride, you know, an advanced bike, you know, any bike on here. I've ridden road bikes on here. Bikes with little knobbies are great. And this is just great if you want to, like, if you're a beginner or if you just want to take it easy and get some mileage in and, you know, watch the scenery. That's what this trail is great for. The next level up is what we call our skills track. I'm going to walk over here and talk with Jim, our resident mountain biking expert, or one of them, about the skills track.
This is designed to help as you begin to develop your skills. You learn different kinds of things. So, Jim, for this element here, what would you learn, by going on? Well, in this element here, we have it's a wooden feature, kind of like a pyramid, and you would go up, over, and down. That would kind of build up your balance skills, and as you advance, you can use that as a kicker to transfer from the incline to the decline. And that would help build up jumping skills. And then we got another one back here.
And then we've got another one back here that looks like it's got a little bit more of a hump to it. What are those ones all about?
That's kind of like a whale tail. So that's going to help you with pumping. As you see here, our friend Nick is demonstrating for us. It helps you build skills up just like he was doing. It helps you pump. It helps you gain momentum, and it helps you transfer over to the pump track and be more comfortable.
Cool. So the idea is this gives kind of beginners or advanced or intermediates the ability to begin to develop their skills. So then they could go over to a more advanced pump track, right?
Yes, definitely. This is something that you would start off on if you're very new to mountain biking. You're not too familiar with the operations of how a bike works, how to ride a bike. This will build all of those base level skills, the foundational skills that will help you become a better rider in the future.
All right, cool. With that, let's take it over to Jeremy, who is at our pump track. He's going to talk a little bit more about kind of the next level and things design, you know, not all the way up to expert level experiences.
Awesome. Hey, thanks, Chris. Guys, I am here at the pump track that you all saw a couple of weeks ago when we were showcasing it when it was in its, I guess, mid-construction phase. Well, we're here today with one of the builders and developers of this particular pump track, Brandon, who was with us from Velo Solutions. And Brandon's been here, geez, man, since like for several months now, actually helping to build this thing.
6 weeks.
Several months, man. I think it's been 9 months, a year maybe. No, 6 weeks. But it's been a crazy 6 weeks since he got here. Brandon, why don't you tell us 2 things? 1, a bit about yourself and Velo, and then 2, what makes this pump track so different and so much, honestly, cooler than every other pump track around?
Well, I love to ride bikes. Always did. That's what I do. And Velo Solutions loves to have people ride bikes. So together, it's an awesome partnership. And we created this track, which has a lot of unique connections compared to the other tracks that we normally build, which gives a lot of options for any skill level from novice to expert like these guys out here tonight.
Well, that's one of the principal things, right? So one of the things that we've tried to do at the Forge Lemont Quarries for every activity type is create something for everyone, any age, any ability, any skill level. And tonight out here riding the pump track, we have a bunch of like pro riders who are super, super, super good at what they do. But just because the kind of biking you're about to see is epic and insane and looks totally cool and might look impossible to most of us, the reality is it's not. It's all doable and achievable. And that's actually what the pump track's supposed to do, right? It teaches you how to be a better biker.
Yeah, it takes you from beginner to an expert in a very short amount of time. It's a very fun time for the whole family.
Very cool. Well, over my shoulder here, so I'm going to flip my camera around again to give a different view. I want to talk about this other part of the skills track that's fed by the pump tracks. Chris is down there, and actually he's going to be watching some riders come through it, and so we can let them see what we're doing as we get down there. But I'd love for you to tell us a little bit about this part of the skills tracks and how it ties in to the pumps tracks and how our riders can experience that.
Well, this is very unique to the Forge. It's the first one of its kind in the country. And, it's a nice mixture of BMX and mountain bike, with a low skill and a high skill. You can ride this as a novice, or you can ride this as an expert. Have fun with it.
Awesome. So my question for you before I break and let you get ready to ride is, what are you most looking forward to doing out here on the pump track?
Riding with everybody.
Do you have a specific skill you want to show off?
My speed.
My speed. Brandon's fast, people. I mean, ridiculously fast. All right, well, I'll let you put your helmet on, get ready. I'll take that back from you, and we're going to connect again with Jim. While I'm looking and while I'm talking with Jim, we're going to take a look from the sky. We're going to turn the camera over to Luke to give us the drone view of the entire skills tracks and pump track zone. The guys are going to start riding their bikes through it while Jim and I also walk around and talk more about the actual track and the skills that you need to learn to ride here. So Jim.
Yeah, it's going, Jeremy.
Oh man, I'm having so much fun. So tell me a little bit about what we're seeing here, and let's walk through the names of the elements that people can ride on so we can get a good sense for what this is all about.
Well, as you can see here, where I'm standing, this is a berm. It's used to gain speed, and this is used to keep flow momentum going through when you get into the straight sections.
Yeah.
There are rollers in specific places to kind of get you moving faster and faster. And as you learn how to not pedal as much, you'll rely more on pushing into the track the way Brandon is here. And you'll gain a lot of speed, momentum, and that's what's going to gain your skills. The pump track here helps every type of rider, any skill level, like Brandon was saying. And it's a blast. There's so many features here. There's
so Jim, yeah, I was gonna say, speaking of features, if I've never ridden before, how am I supposed to approach this thing? Like, what's my first experience going to be on this pump track?
Well, the way I would approach it is start slow, work your way up. Don't jump into anything too fast, too over complicated for your skill level. If you think you have the ability to do it, give it a shot. If not, I'll be here. You can come talk to me and I'll walk you through it. I have no problem doing that.
What's cool about this track, Jim, too, is so I was out here this weekend with my son, my youngest son, who's 9, and we were riding mountain bikes, and he walked up to this thing and he's like, Dad, I'm going to do that. And here his 9-year-old, never been on a pump track before, never even seen a pump track before, and he rode right in, and within minutes he was doing laps. I mean, we sat here for 45 minutes. He's doing lap after lap after lap. So it's literally designed for the beginner of the beginners, right? So the person who's never done it before, all the way up to like what you're seeing here with these riders, like the professional level athletes.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So Jim, you're a pro. Tell me, how do you look at this as a professional rider? Like, tell me, where else can you experience this, if anywhere?
In Illinois and the Midwest, there is nothing like this. I have never ridden anything so good before that was a pump track. This is unbelievable. It's hard to explain it unless you're here on it, which I encourage you all to come out and give this a try. It is a blast.
We're super excited about it. I mean, you know, we say this every single week, and everyone who's heard us talk in person about this park knows that we are so proud of the fact that as we set out to build this park, we've spared no expense. We've built to the nines every single element, every single activity, and that's truly the case. So this is built for safety, it's built for speed, and it's built for a lot of fun. Hey, Jim, why don't we answer a couple of questions that people have about the pump tracks as well?
Sure.
I know we're already getting some in. Someone's asking here, what is the biggest jump that we have in the skills tracks and pumps course?
I would believe it would be on the pump track, and it would be your imagination, to tell you the truth, because there's some gaps here I see that are 15, 20 feet if you have the ability to do so.
Yeah, I was going to say, my answer is the exact same. It's like, as you look at the rollers in front of us that you can either see from the drone view or from our camera views, you can get some big air off of some of these rollers. I've been watching these guys even tonight, and they're clearing 2 and 3 of the rollers on a single leap, a single bound.
Yes.
But you can also you can lift, as you get your skills improved, you can do a jump right out of one berm all the way over one of the lips and back into another berm, and execute a turn and zip back around and do even more. So
Yeah.
really the biggest jump is whatever you can imagine as your skills dictate and allow.
Yep, that's the fun part about mountain biking. It's all your imagination. It could be anything you want it to be, any sort of style, it doesn't matter. We're all welcoming to any type of rider out here, and we'd be more than happy to have you out here with us, just running laps and having a blast and learning and becoming better.
So I'm curious, have we seen anybody go through the skills tracks around the berms yet that we're getting recorded on? It'd be awesome if we could switch from drone view.
Yeah, we
and
have
maybe
it.
get a
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let's get a shot or two of someone going across these berms. It's going to be super cool.
Yeah, so let's bring the camera back down, if you could, Dylan, and then we'll have the group. I think it'd be interesting. A question for you, Jim, as we get this set up, is what's
You guys ride the berms?
what's unique about? Hold on, let me get the camera down here first.
Sure.
Oh, there we go. Are you getting that, Maura?
Get yourself into trouble when you get like
Exactly. Right.
not landing on it.
So, Jim, let me ask you, what's unique about this berm and these, this wood that you're standing in front of?
You guys ride the berm?
What's really nice about this is that there's asphalt, so you can hold a lot of speed through here. And these berms, almost at the top, they're vertical. So you're able to work your way up. You don't have to hit the berm if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Or you can go all the way to the top if you want to. It helps you learn in a safe way, I think, especially with wood, it's very safe to work your way up in skill. And these berms, I honestly think they're the biggest ones in Illinois. I haven't seen any wood berms this big.
Yep.
If you look at me, I'm 6'2", and these guys are going a lot higher than me.
Yeah, no doubt.
Pretty amazing. So if I can, I'll throw in a question that's been asked as well as we're watching more of these skills being performed. Someone asked us whether or not there's going to be any indoor mountain biking spaces out here at the Forge Lemont Quarries, like for when it's too wet or cold to ride outside. Well, the unfortunate answer to that question, or fortunate if you're me, is no. So here at the Forge Lemont Quarries, everything we do is all outdoor focused and all outdoor oriented. That being said, when the snow falls and it's rainy and stuff outside, like your mountain bike's going to be, you're going to be just as comfortable on your mountain bike riding the skills tracks, and quite frankly, the easier I&M trail paths, of which there are several miles right around us. If you have a fat tire bike, you can also ride that out here. I have one of those, and I tell you, it's so much fun to ride those out here in the winter and in wet, mucky conditions.
Yeah.
Let's see
Definitely.
here. I think there's a couple more questions. Yeah, so someone's asking whether or not there will be single track out here, and if so, how many miles of single track will there be? So as of right now, the skills tracks are designed as single to slightly to double track width, if you will. We have a couple of single track trails now on the north side of our park, which we'll show you one of these days when you come out to ride with us. Ask Chris or myself or one of the staff members. We'll take you out and take you on those trails. Over the course of the next several months, we're going to be building a whole new series of skills tracks, single track mountain biking trails underneath the 8 Towers Adventure, which is on the west side of our park. That is, I think it's 2.75 miles. It might clear 3 miles of single track trails. That will also include some skills tracks elements in them. So you'll be able to ride single track as well as then jump up onto some skills elements as well as your skills progress. Does that make sense? Hope it does. Hope it does. Hey, Jim, can you hear me?
Yes.
There's a question about starting gates for the pump tracks. maybe we can talk a bit about how people get on this thing and how the flow ultimately works directionally, how is on it, who's on it, when's on it, that kind of stuff.
Sure, sure. As for starting gates, we're not technically a BMX racetrack, so it wouldn't have a gate like a hydraulic drop gate like you would see at a racetrack or a 4x course. But for entry, it seems like the best point would be on the far south side. That's where everybody seems to drop in from to kind of ease your way into it.
Seems like the easiest slope, yeah?
Yeah. For flow of traffic and entry, where I'm standing right now, where everybody's going through, is probably the best point of entry. You get a good pump through, and then you can build up your speed for the following berms. And it kind of goes in a downhill fashion from that side. You can also go in reverse, but depending on how many people are on the pump track, you kind of want to, like, if you were on a highway, go with the flow of traffic. You don't want to go against it.
Totally. Well, that's another question I was going to ask that's come in. Like, so how many people can be riding on this pump track at once, and how do we ensure their safety?
Honestly, it would probably be, you could probably get 20 people on here at once if you would like. But to keep it safe, I would say, 15 people, 10 people. But we always want to be courteous because not everybody's the same skill level. So if you're a really good rider and you see a more novice rider drop in, give them time. Let them get ahead of you a little bit. Let them work themselves into it. Give them some tips. Give them some advice, because that's what we're about out here, with the mountain bike stuff.
It's a family and a community, right?
Yes, we like my friends up here that are riding this track today. We all come from the same area, yeah, and we're a big happy family. We started riding 4 years ago together, and we haven't stopped since.
We love it. Hey, Chris, are you still here?
Yeah, I sure am.
Awesome. I have a question for you.
All right.
Some folks are asking about the costs associated with riding out here, and whether or not it costs any money, and what the fees might be, depending on what you're bringing, what you're riding, and what you're doing.
Well, I think that's more a question for you. I don't know the exact numbers, but I do know that you can buy a annual pass, and this is included as a part of it, including bike rental, right?
Absolutely, it is. Yeah. So, you're spot on. So with an annual membership at the Forge Lemont Quarries, you get access to everything we do at the park, all of the skills tracks, the pump tracks, all the trails that we build going forward that are part of the activity zone, as well as the 2 Towers Adventure, the 8 Towers Adventure, all the other fun stuff that's going on here, the climbing, it's awesome. You can also access this park if you just want to come in and you bring your own bike. That's no problem. If you're not a member, no problem. The Forge Lemont Quarries is free to enter, but it's pay to play. So if you bring your own bike out here one of these days, for $15, you can ride the pump track and skills tracks all day long until you get so exhausted and so sweaty that you got to go home and take 2 showers. If you don't have your own bike and you just want to come out and try them out, but you don't want to pay for a whole day pass, or you don't want to have a membership, that's also totally cool. For $30, you can use one of our awesome bikes and use, again, the skills tracks, the pump tracks all day long. You can even take our bikes on the north side of the park and go out in the other public open trails. So really affordable. It's a really affordable way to have a fantastic day. And what's also cool about that is, as you get tired and you're sweating and stuff, literally 120 yards away from the pump tracks is our amazing grab and go restaurant, The Foundry, full of food, full of beverage. And beyond that, we got campfires and all kinds of fun stuff to spend an amazing day out here. So super fun, super affordable. Another question. This is about how the park is made, how the tracks are built. Hey, Chris, they're asking about whether they're dirt or whether they're concrete or asphalt or rock. Can you walk us through the materials that went into building these tracks?
Yeah, that's an interesting question, because I'm over here on one of those walls we were looking at earlier, made of wood and asphalt. And if I walk just a little bit off the track, what we have here are the tools of the trade for building tracks. And you can see, buckets full of asphalt and shovels. And so that's, one of the advantages of using asphalt is, as the designers from Velo get this just right and they cover with asphalt, it stays just right, for years. So that's, that's how they're built. I think it starts with some software, and then it ends up with some gravel with some asphalt on top, and then they've got a machine that'll pound this asphalt down and compress it down and make it smooth, and so that it'll last a really long time.
Absolutely. What's cool, so all this, the most highly trafficked parts of the skills tracks and pump tracks are all asphalt. And then the skills tracks that border the pump track zone, those are crushed limestone, packed limestone, dirt, along with those wooden rollers and wooden elements as well. So you get to ride multiple surfaces while you're out here, and those surfaces all respond differently to your bike and to your skills. So the better you get as a rider, the more balance you have, the more control you have, the more fun you're going to have riding these elements and upping your skills, if you will, and learning more and more every single day. One of the cool things about having the pump track and part of the skills tracks be built using asphalt is that we can host a whole series of different kinds of bikes. So far today, you've seen folks on dual suspension mountain bikes. You've seen them on no suspension mountain bikes. You've seen them on front suspension only mountain bikes with hardtails, and you've seen BMX bikes. It's not out here today, but I've ridden this thing using fat tire bikes. It's not nearly as fast, but it's super fun. So pretty much any kind of bicycle can be used on this pump track, but that's not all. Some of you may have seen some photos online. We've our general manager, Byron Bell's a pretty darn good actually, rollerblader. And so he's been out here with his rollerblades. Luke, who does photo work for us and drone work for us and a bunch of cool stuff, has been out here on a longboard. So there's all kinds of different things you can actually try out on this pump track, which also makes it really cool and therefore sort of accessible to different audiences and everybody else. So we love it. We love it. Okay, Maura.
Hey, Jeremy, this is Maura. I was going to jump
Yep.
in for a minute. Sorry to interrupt you. I know that we mentioned that you can rent awesome bikes for $15. Maybe you
Yeah.
or Jim could talk a little bit about the bikes that we will be offering at the park. We've had a question come in about that.
Oh, great. That's great. Jim, you want to cover that one?
Yeah, sure, no problem. The bikes we're going to be offering out here are Cannondales. They are aggressive hardtails, so they'll be able to cover everything from the pump track. So when we build the flow trails and the single tracks and whatever else we have upcoming in the future, these tracks will be great for these bikes. I handpicked all these bikes out. There's kids' bikes as well. From 20 to 24 inches for children. And then for adults, we're going to have everything from extra small to extra large, I believe. And we also have helmets, and those are in every size as well. So you'll be fully able to rent whatever bike you want, take it out, do whatever you need to do on it.
Thanks for that, Jim. And actually, I'm going to keep you, Jim, because we just had another question come in that I think is really important. We had somebody that wants to know if we'll be doing on-site repairs or if we'll have anyone on-site with that ability to work on bikes at the park.
If there are emergency repairs, yes, we're going to have a shop that will be taking care of that, as well as I'm able to fix most parts on the mountain bikes if they're fixed or quick fixes. I'm not going to be truing rims or anything crazy like that, but we'll be able to get the bike up and running back on the track very quickly if there is any or anything that happens, and that usually does happen when you're riding. Your bikes break and you have to fix them back up, but we'll have everything out here to take care of what we need to take care of and get you back on the trails.
What about demos? We had a question come in about demos. Will we be having any demo days at the park?
I would like to, yes. I would have to talk with Mark at the Bike Hub about that, but I think that would be a great thing to do. Have some demos come out. They could test them out, some higher end bikes, full suspension bikes. They could take them around the park, see what they would like to purchase in the future. If you guys are that interested in mountain biking, it would be a great thing to do, I believe.
Absolutely. It's on the agenda.
Fantastic. Jeremy, I'll let you take it from there.
Okay. Well, yeah, so speaking of that, one of the things that's really, I think, compelling about this place is that in addition to giving our guests an opportunity to borrow a bike and ride it, bring their own bike and ride it, having experts here on staff who are phenomenal riders to give them hints and tips and tricks while they're here. We're also going to be hosting clinics and how-to events. And so, it'll be wonderful for people to be able to come out here and spend a day, half day with pros like the folks you're seeing here today, learning how to do these things in clinics and camps and things like that. We're really excited about offering that kind of stuff. I think as most people know at this point, the 3 pillars of the Forge are exhilarate, educate, and entertain. That was killer air, by the way. And what we envision with every single activity that we do out here is to have not just an amazing experience that we can deliver to you, but then give you the support and the guidance that you need as a participant via clinics and workshops and special programming for you to learn and grow as a community. So we're super, super excited about this. I can't even begin to explain how excited we are. Hey, Chris, I'm curious, from your perspective, what are you most excited about in riding this particular pump track, given your skill set and your background?
So my background is really, I've done a lot of just riding, you know, endurance races, adventure races, stuff like that. I think I've got some intermediate mountain biking in, but watching these guys, it just looks like a lot of fun. I mean, I think as a kid, I dreamt about being able to do this stuff, and being able to really do this stuff would be really, I don't know, it'd like be a childhood dream. You know, it'd be really, really fun to be able to jump and all that kind of stuff, which I've never really done. I'm really interested.
Amen to that. I'll never forget when I was like 6 years old, my brother and I swapped bikes one day. So I had this terrible 1978 Pittsburgh Steelers bike. It was like this super huge steel frame, weighed 1 million pounds. You couldn't bunny hop with it or do anything cool. And my brother, he had this super slick BMX bike. And I'll never forget the first day that I took that thing out. It was so much fun. I actually was trying to do tricks and bunny hops and stuff, and I crashed and hurt myself and scratched this bike up real bad. But it started like a fire in me for biking. And so much so that as I've been out here riding my mountain bike on this pump track, testing it out the last couple of weeks, I actually broke down and I bought myself a new BMX bike.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm super jazzed to get out here. It doesn't get here till July 17th, which happens to be the opening day for the Forge Lemont Quarries. So I'm super jazzed. I'll be able to get out here with my brand new BMX bike and my helmet and crash it and myself all over this this asphalt pump track, having a blast. Hey Jim, question for you before we break. So we're pushing up on the hour. What are you most excited about seeing from a guest experience perspective out here as a pro, being able to work with all these people of different levels and abilities?
Just being able to hang out with everyone. I'm so excited to see the community grow. I think it's going to be amazing. Everybody's going to have so much fun here. We're going to be able to all make friends with each other, learn from each other, get better with each other. And that's what it's about. You know, it's about dreaming, making your dreams happen, and just having some fun.
Absolutely. Forge family forever. Awesome.
Yes.
Hey, Maura, do you have any other questions for us?
Sorry about that, guys. I had to take myself off mute. We did have a question come in, and we have a rider who wants to know if they're a perfect beginner. Excuse my dog here. She's popping into the video. As an aside, dogs are welcome at the park, but they must be leashed. If a complete beginner on the bike, and she's a little intimidated about coming out to the park, should she feel safe and confident coming out to ride?
100%.
Yeah, I can take that. I mean, over here, if you look ahead, this is some of the best biking as a beginner. This I&M trail, it's a canal trail, which means it's flat. It's packed gravel, which means it's, easy to ride. And it's a path with no cars. It's a fantastic way to really get into biking.
That's fantastic. Thanks, Chris, for pointing that out. And I know we mentioned it. Mountain biking is part of the day pass if you want to come out and join us for a day and try everything that the Forge Lemont Quarries has to offer. As Jeremy said, if you have your own bike, you're more than welcome to come out and enjoy the skills course or the pumps tracks, or if you need to rent one of ours, it's $15. All of that information and all information on biking and our courses and our trails and mountain biking specifically is available on the website at forgeparks.com. So make sure to get on there to get any information that wasn't covered here tonight. But again, we were really excited to share this update on the course and the tracks and just give everyone a peek of what's been happening since Quarryside Chat number 4, specific to biking. And as you can tell, there's a lot that has happened. And we're really excited moving into our July 17th opening for everyone to come out and actually enjoy this in person. Again, any questions or more information can be found at forgeparks.com. We look forward to Quarryside Chat number 8 next Thursday, July 2nd. So make sure to check us either on Zoom. We also stream live on Facebook. And we look forward to that. It was a great night out there, guys. It looks like you're going to have a great sunset tonight. So enjoy the rest of the rides out there. And we will see everybody next week for Quarryside Chat number 8. Thanks so much for joining.
Thank you. Woohoo!
See you later.